This is going to be one of the biggest forewarning ban lists I have actually had the chance to see. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. What in the world is going on here? Master Duel just banned Pot of Prosperity. Now you're probably sitting here going, wait, why would they? Well, what's the point of going after Pot of Prosperity? Well, the current problems in the OCG are Tenpai, and the OCG doesn't, or Master Duel doesn't want to go after Tenpai at this point in time. So they're going to do the do let's dance around the problem here instead of actually hitting the major thing. And Pot of Prosperity is the most generic printed Yu-Gi-Oh card that we've ever seen. Banishing 3 cards from your extra deck or 6 to excavate, 6 cards to basically turn your, 6-card hand into, potentially upwards to what, like 11 potential cards? This card, I'm not surprised to see the OCG, telling Master Duel, hey, we need to get rid of this. I think that this is a very clear indicator for the future, though, that we're probably going to see this card go away in the OCG. I'm not all that surprised, actually. Konami, when you print such generic cards, even though this card is unsearchable, the problem with cards that we've noticed that have become unsearchable is when you have a card that's unsearchable that can now turn into other unsearchable cards. That's a problem. So buckle up, TCG. If you are sitting here going, nah, Robbie, I really don't think that the TCG is going to hit this. We've seen Master Duel be a clear indicator of things very, very far out in advance. We have seen the telltale signs of this. And if the OCG is going to be the next one to do with this, and then the TCG follows up, you got to remember, we're expecting our ban list here near the end of this upcoming month. So, yeah, I'm fully expecting some nuts stuff with this. Now, that being said, here's number 2 of the haha scenario. Here's the thing. I know that the TCG, we all love Shifter, right? Shifter is such a good card. Oh, yeah, it feels so good to have Shifter dropped on you. Like you want to pop a blood vessel. We're the only one out here that still has this card at 3. All right, OCG shifted the card up to 2 and called it a day. Now, Tenpai ignorantly can just slam this card on the table, look around and go, yeah, get good. That's the thing. So a 1-out-of-1 format, this card really, really is a completely sacky card. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, let's call it a Shifter is one of the most degenerate Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever made. And seeing the fact that the Master Duel has started the process of power creeping this, I'm very intrigued with this on the long haul. So I guess your future question is the TCG going to follow suit here? Are we going to put it to 2 or are we going to shift it on up to 1? The problem with this card is the minute you see this card shift to 1, every single deck is going to start main decking it, and it's going to be one of those scenarios you're going to look at it and be like, oh, this is broken. Now, remember, Master Duel is like an eternity away from Malice, and the TCG is actually, 3 weeks away from Malice at this point. So once Malice kind of touches down into the game, you're going to see that, uptick in people wanting to play Shifter. But this is just, I feel like Master Duel taking care of the problem very early. Man, these are 2 extremely large hits. Like, I genuinely am impressed with their cleanup here. Like, Konami, you are really, really, really doing a fantastic job with this. Now, I think most people in the TCG look at this card and we're like, ugh, Fairy Tale Snow. I never want to see this card, like, ever running around in the meta. But I think we could be okay with testing 1 of this again. 3 is a little bit extreme. I've seen some stupid things happen with 3, but time has kind of come through. We've seen more power creep kind of come with this card. It does definitely live up to its name not being a once per turn, which is just if you have the resources to burn, you can keep putting this out. And that's why I think putting it to 1 definitely controls this card being a resource very, very strongly. Good job with this. There's nothing else really to say about Fairy Tale Snow. The card is very, very strong where it needs to be. And gosh darn it, it is a problem when it does come up. So, good job. Then there's this. So, Gamma is officially at 1 in every single format right now. Now, Gamma as a hand trap has been one of the most... This card... It took so much time for Gamma to come into, like, the level of play that it needed to. But, you know, once Gamma started taking off, more and more people kind of started to realize, wow, you know, being able to get 2 bodies on the field, get a monster negate, you know, get some deck thinning, all at the cost of playing 1 card. Yeah, 3 of these things was insane. So now that we've had to force dial this card back up a notch here, now you're going to take the 50-50 shot. Now, either you draw the brick, and then you get to read, drive, or slaver text the whole game, and become massively aware of how that card's beautiful, beautiful flavor text might inspire you to play more bad cards in your deck, or you just choose not to play this card. But this is a card that, for what it is extremely strong. I love that it took the game so many years to find a way to break Gamma. And, you know, countering an Ash Blossom and then getting to keep... My favorite part is when your opponent actually ashes this. You get to keep it in your hand for the next turn, and then your opponent's just like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to Gamma you again. Like, it just stops the inevitable. It's always going to be one of the major things to think about. Gamma inherently just does so much more than a standard card should be able to do. So we're definitely... These are... Now, this card going to 2... this doesn't surprise me in the least, and I don't think anybody out here in a Tenpai format should be shocked to see this card kind of moving around out here. Now, you have to remember, this does put us at the same number that the TCG has us at, and most of the time, I mean, Tenpai's just using this card as either a back row burner, or, you know, oh, you left some pesky things up on the field. This card does single-handedly teach Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that, man, you need to start summoning cards in defense mode, because if you don't, you're going to lose the Lightning Storm, and you're just going to sit there and you're just going to be like, I can't believe this, you know, I can't believe I lost Lightning Storm. Yeah. Welcome to the TCG meta in a nutshell. This is the reason why, you know, what surprises me most is the OCG just has this still at, you know, 3, but they don't abuse this card in the way that the TCG tends to look at this card in terms of its design points. So, very, very strong, I mean, albeit a slap on the wrist Tenpai hit, but it does kind of check some of the explosive ability. This card should probably be at 1 in Master Duel, if you want my honest opinion, for what we got doing down here. Now, into the world of the irrelevant. Trickstar Light Stage moving to 3. Now, I'm going to be honest with you at this point. Master Duel is very far away from seeing the the Trickstar cards. Sorry, I don't know why I said Trap Tricks. You guys are very far away from seeing the Trickstar, you know, expansion DLC pack that kind of turns this deck into something a little bit more relevant, in my opinion. Now, once you see that, maybe Master Duel will have a slightly more annoying problem with that than Standard Era Yu-Gi-Oh! Tends to do, but I think this card has no business being limited. It is a minor inconvenience. Yes, all the little hand wipes and little hand burns, but, you know, they just brought Silva back in Master Duel literally, you know, a while back, so I don't really have an issue with that. And then, of course, we have the power of Chronograph Sorcery. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, nobody really is batting an eye at this too much. My major takeaways with this list are, I am not surprised to see Pawn of Prosperity finally getting a target on its back, because it is too gosh darn generic. This is a start. We're getting places. This doesn't surprise me at all. This is already synced up in every format. This is and I mean, irrelevant stuff, but you're going to have to address Tenpai eventually, Master Duel. You have a walking, talking problem. And, I mean, this is how the rest of the world's looking at Tenpai right now. You know, OCG still has to deal with one Chandra. TCG's just like, yeah, it's another day in the office, man. I just got OTK. But the TCG, I don't know, we seem to have some ability to counter that deck. I like to think the uptick in threatening roars that we see each and every side-decked event out here, just thrusting into it and just cheesing your opponent for the W. But that's all we have, so please leave a comment up. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here in day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.